Hello and welcome to the Vanarama National League Highlight Show. The Premier League has just got up and running, but England's fifth tier is already into the second week. There was only one side who could boast a 100% winning record heading into the 3 o'clock kickoffs, and that was FC Halifax Town. So that's where we'll start our roundup.
Pete Wild's Halifax were looking to match last season by winning their first 3 games. And after a strong start by Dagenham, it was Halifax who opened the scoring. Callum King's effort was saved by Elliot Justin, but the shot was parried into the path of Liam McAlladin, who made no mistake scoring his first goal for the club. Dagenham had a chance to get back into the game, James Dobson working the ball well into the box before getting his cross away. But Joe Quigley was left to rue this missed opportunity. Just the 1 goal in it as Halifax make it 3 from 3, maintaining their 100% win record. Undefeated in their last 9 league games, Solihull Moors were looking to make it 10 against Aldershot, and they got their first chance to take the lead when Paul McCallum was brought down in the box. Terry Hawkwich stepped up to take it, but his well-struck penalty was saved by the legs of Mitch Walker in the Aldershot goal. After 40 minutes, the Moors got another chance from the spot. This time it was Hawkwich who was brought down. Up stepped Paul McCallum, who made no mistake, converting his penalty to score his second of the season. Solihull doubled their lead on the 76th minute. This wonder strike from Matty Stenson. Not a bad way to open your account. Aldershot did get themselves on the score sheet. Paniutu's cross first met by Ioma, whose effort came off the bar, for Ethan Chislett to convert the rebound. But that was too little too late for the shots as Solihull's undefeated run continues. Last season, Harrogate started their campaign by going undefeated in their first 11. Against Woking, they had the chance to make it 3 to kick off this year, but it wasn't to be. Woking securing all 3 points with this goal on the 19th minute by Sean Donnellan. His strike from 25 yards out, taking a deflection off Connor Hall. There was a brilliant start for Neil Smith's hosts inside the opening minute. A Frankie Raymond cross was headed past Sean MacDonald by Jack Holland. 1-0 Bromley. Past the half-hour mark, Torquay had a chance to level the clash from the spot after a Luke Colson foul on Connor Lemon-High-Evans. Up stepped Jamie Reid, who dispatched past Mark Cousins. That's now 2 goals in a week for Reid. Right on half-time, though, more Bromley pressure, and in spite of MacDonald's efforts in denying Michael Cheek, Joe Kizzy buried his effort, restoring the Ravens' lead. On the other side of the interval, the home team failed to deal with a goal's cross, leading to Lemon-High-Evans taking full advantage to make it 2-2. Then came 2 goals in a couple of minutes. First, Bromley again failing to clear in their own box, making the most of it on this occasion, a sublime effort from Jake Andrews. And moments later, provider Raymond turns scorer from a corner, 3-3, and a point apiece at the end of a thriller.
I'm joined here at Meadow Lane for the National League's Highlight Show by Chris Hargreaves. And after match day 3, Halifax Town, what a start, Chris. 9 points on the board, 3 wins out of 3, and 7 different scorers already.
Well, it's a good sign, isn't it? You sometimes have a runaway top scorer, but it's brilliant. Pete Wild's done a really good job. You know, we talk about it, don't we? Often teams and squads gelling really quickly. Well, he's obviously done something right in this pre-season, because having a lot of players, a turnover of players in and out, sometimes difficult. We've seen it today, but you can't fault it. 3 games, 3 wins. Liam McAlladin, who scored the winner today, good player at that level, really good.
And top of the table. They weren't one of the favourites as well, Halifax. Finished 16th last season. One of the favourites were, though, Solihull, and back-to-back victories for them now. Yeah,
you know, I think all of us predicted that they would be up there. They've got some good players, you know. Stenson, what a goal as well to score your first goal for the club.
Not bad, was it?
Not bad. But signing players like Paul McCallum and having Nathan Blissett there, you've got some real firepower there, and Tim Flowers is continuing to do a brilliant job, and I think they'll be very close this season.
And Woking were promoted from the National League South. They're up to fifth now. It's a great start
It's
for them.
fantastic.
Is that just the momentum and the confidence?
Well, it is,
up?
because they were very, very close to winning the title in the National League South. They just lost out to Torquay, went up through the playoffs, and exactly that, momentum. So it's a really good start from them.
And arguably the game of the day was at Bromley.
Yes.
6 goals in all, 3
Defensive
goals
masterclass.
in the space of 8 minutes as well.
Yeah, perhaps this is...
He
certainly didn't... Not one for the goalkeeper to watch again, that's for sure. But, you know, that's the sort of thing you have to do, play the conditions. But, yeah, it wasn't a defensive masterclass, but that's what we want to see as fans. You want to see goals.
Yeah, it has been difficult conditions around the country today there. We are rattling through the games now, though, so let's check on how 4 more unbeaten sides got on.
A maiden clash between these two, and 7 minutes in from a corner, the visitors went in front via Courtney Mepham-Walter, scorer of Chorley's first fifth-tier goal in almost 3 decades. Only 3 minutes later, the visitors had another corner and another goal, Chris Holroyd opening his account for the Magpies. Still inside a lively opening quarter of an hour, Sutton started to fight back, and pulling a goal back at Gander Green Lane, Aaron Jarvis. Soon after the restart, Matt Gray's men had a set piece, and Robert Milson was able to get the better of Joe Anyon to make it 2-2. Sutton and Chorley remain unbeaten.
Yeah, it was extremely disappointing to go down 2-0 behind. They did have the win first half, but still 2 set pieces, 2 balls into our box, and we didn't deal with them well enough. Overall, 2-2, we're unbeaten in 3, and some pleasing things, but certainly some things to work on as well.
Matters in the northwest were decided in the first 5 minutes. A handball from a Mark Yates corner, resulting in a penalty for the hosts. With Nathan Ashmore sent the wrong way, the always reliable Danny Rowe has 2 for the campaign, and Fylde are undefeated. Kickoff was late, with Wrexham stuck in traffic en route to Crabble, but it didn't stop the Dragons taking a first-half lead through Cardiff loanee Mark Harris, a second of the season. Despite leading, there was further difficulty to come for Brian Hughes and his side. 2 minutes before half-time, Bobby Grant clashed with Dover keeper Lee Worgan, resulting in a straight red from referee Paul Howard. Following the break, 2 subs combined for Athletic. Nassim Lagoul with the assist, Ricky Modeste the end product, all square, 1-1. Into added time in the south, it clearly wasn't meant to be for Wrexham, with Lagoul involved again. Skipper Sean Pearson put the ball into his own net. Dover take the points. Following a goalless first period, Hartlepool were able to take control in Berkshire. A Ryan Donaldson's shot was parried by Tay Ashby-Hammond, who could do nothing to deny Nico Muir from close range. Pool's season is up and running.
So a third draw today for Chorley. I guess the positive, Chris, though, still unbeaten.
Well, that's what they'll be saying, and it's true. You know, it's so early in the season, you can't read too much into it. And you have to say that is a positive, because 3 points on the board, no losses, and, you know, to a degree, momentum, not losing games.
And a good day for Fylde as well. They're up to third,
Yes.
still unbeaten.
Guess who scored?
This season,
Yeah.
guess who. But let's talk about Ebbsfleet, because they've had a really bad start, though. 0 points on the board. They are bottom of the table. They finished 8th last season. Did you expect them to struggle so badly?
Well, again, we've said it numerous times today, and I'll say it again. Too early to read into anything, and they've had such a massive rebuild with not only players but management. You're not going to get that sort of team ethic and philosophy straight away. It's unusual to get that. Some teams do, some teams don't. At the moment, they're still in transition, but it, you know, again, so much is expected of these clubs. Some of them have got low budgets. It's a difficult league because there are teams with more expectation, bigger budgets. But as I say, 3 games in, it's not a concern.
Wrexham had a tough day today,
Yes,
didn't they? They got stuck in traffic, were late for the game, and then they went down to 10 men in the match, and that cost them against Dover. Grant sent off.
Well, the manager will be fuming today, not only with the coach driver, but also with Bobby Grant, I think it is. It's just ill discipline. You can't do it because, you know, with the game nowadays, you've got to be so cautious. Referees are under strict rules, and he's followed it, and it's poor. The thing is, what it is as well, you work hard, you nearly get the point, you think you might get 3, you nearly get a point, and then your stalwart gives away an own goal.
An own goal in stoppage
Yeah,
time
in
as well.
stoppage
Yes,
time.
they're normally so reliable, as you say.
But these things happen. I mean, it's unfortunate. He's been a real stalwart of the club last season. He will be this season. So dust yourselves off, get back on the coach, and don't be late next time.
Absolutely. Well, after the break, we'll have full highlights of Barnet's visit here to Meadow Lane to play Notts County. Darren Curry hoping his side can continue their unbeaten start to the National League season. Welcome back to the Vanarama National League Highlight Show. I'm joined by Chris Hargreaves, and earlier on today here at a blustery Meadow Lane, we watched Notts County welcome Barnet here, and your commentators for that one were the 2 Adams, Virgo and Somerton.
O'Brien's ball forward. Baldwin with the shot! Oh! That's a beauty! Notts County's first significant attack, and Enzio Baldwin with a rocket.
Brilliant play from Jim O'Brien in that midfield area. Maybe look at the right back, Alexander has to show him down the line. If you show him inside, this is what could happen. And that is like an absolute rocket into that top corner.
So Jack Taylor's going to leave this here for Medialito. There's his corner, Ricardo Santos up, and the header's on target, and it was flicked on again, and the Bees are on level terms. It's the skipper, Reynolds, who's got the equaliser at Meadow Lane.
Well, certainly a learning curve for Notts County. Like they found out against Eastleigh that you have to defend set plays in the National League better than what they are doing at this moment in time. Brilliant play there from Santos to lose Mitch Rose. And it's just great reaction there from Callum Reynolds off the line to get one of the easiest goals of the season for him.
Here's Akinola, who's in behind the chance to put them in front, and he takes it. 3 goals in 3 games for Akinola. And Barnet have turned it all around at Meadow Lane.
But you certainly have to question the defending from Notts County. Great little play there into Taylor. And it's just a perfectly weighted through ball. Akinola there, all on the turn, he turns Graham. And then you need that little bit of time, that bit of a composure to go through on goal. Great touch, great finish.
Well, as soon as the fixtures come out, you know, all of our 8 games in the opening month is difficult, and in particular the first week we had 2 of the relegated sides, so you're not quite sure what you're up against. I know both teams have made some signings and they'll probably take time to gel, so it's maybe on reflection not the worst time to play them, because they'll just get better and better as the season goes on. But, you know, we've started very well, we look energised, we look slick, and there's a nice, aggressive, competitive edge about us as well. And I've also got 1 or 2 players that are coming back from injury that can make us even better. So it's a very positive start to the season, and we won't get carried away, but you know, it's a good platform to build from.
I thought we huffed and puffed. Lads had a go, they run themselves hard, but we lacked quality with the ball. We forgot to play. We tried to work from our shape too much, and when we got the ball, we turned it over too quickly. You know, we've scored a wonder goal. I think they've scored 2 goals that we're very disappointed with, and that's happened Tuesday and it happened last Saturday. Go on.
So the wait goes on for a win for the Magpies in this division, but for Barnet, a brilliant start, unbeaten, and made a good addition in Scott Lochingall, didn't they, in the summer sign from Hartlepool? He really
they did.
pulled off a brilliant save today at a pivotal moment.
It was not only his talking to his defenders, but this at a time where you need someone to step up. Christian Dennis just gets in front of the defender there. It's a brilliant tip round the post. You felt that Notts County needed that, but God, what a save that is. And it did prove pivotal.
And a few minutes later, Simeon Akinola with the winner. His first from open play, but 3 and 3 for him.
I know. He was a threat all afternoon, to be honest. Brilliant ball through from Jack Taylor, who was looking more and more dangerous, and that's a fantastic finish. He deserved it because he was outstanding today.
Is it just a bit of patience needed for Notts County? They've just put this squad together in the last couple of weeks with the change of ownership.
Yeah, Neil was philosophical afterwards, wasn't he? He's under pressure, obviously, because of the size of the club, but he's an experienced manager and he wants a certain type of player through the door. He wants people to fight for him, and I thought they did fight for him today. They just felt the pressure, and there's just a confidence that drains out of you at home, but they need the fans. The fans also need to see a performance first.
Yeah, well, we'll head from Meadow Lane to Meadow Park and bring you the roundups from the rest of today's games.
A busy afternoon at Meadow Park began in the opening 15 minutes with Spy-right defender Will Evans fouling Boreham Wood's summer signing Kabonga Shimanga. And the 23-year-old striker got up to take the resulting spot kick and convert his first goal for the club. Scott Bowden had scored a penalty of his own against the Wood towards the end of last season, and he scored an equaliser against the same opposition for his second of this campaign. Just before half-time, the visitors took the lead in contentious fashion. Big appeals for a handball by Jonathan Smith, but the midfielder's goal was allowed to stand. Shimanga scored 24 league goals for Oxford City last season, and he completed a brace for his new club to equalise 10 minutes after the break, though his effort did take a huge deflection off teammate Adam McDonald. And all before the clock hit 60 minutes, the visitors went down to 10. Harry Maguire now wears the red of Manchester United, but younger brother Lawrence saw red as this busy match ultimately saw a share of the spoils. Almost 10 years to the day since Stockport last travelled to Yeovil in the league, and that 2-2 meeting took place in the third tier. A decade later, Courtney Duff has put the home side in front. Stockport snatched a second-half equaliser at Notts County in midweek and repeated the trick against the other side relegated from the Football League as Adam Thomas latched onto Conor De Maio's pass. After a 3-0 home defeat last time out against Harrogate Town, Barrow received a helping hand from the visit of Eastleigh as Scott Quigley's ball across was helped into the net by goalkeeper Max Striek in the early stages of the second half. And the afternoon got worse for the pole between the sticks as the 23-year-old came too far out of his goal, and Quigley would again be the man to benefit. Barrow picking up their first points of the season.
So not a great start then for Chesterfield. A draw for them today, tipped by quite a few for promotion, Chris, but yet to win.
No, again, another team with lots of expectation, but another team with a very experienced manager that you feel will be there or thereabouts. Another turnover of players. But it wasn't as bad as it looks today because they survived the last 30 minutes with 10 men.
Eastleigh goalkeeper Matt Striak had a bit of a shocking day, didn't he? An own goal for the first one, then a howler for the second one.
Well, not an easy position. I think this first one is a deflection. It's sort of difficult to see, but it's a deflection, just misjudges it there, really. The second one, well, this is when you commit as a goalkeeper and you have to take man, ball and everything. And if you don't take the man, this is what happens. Committed and he's just left stranded, and it's a good finish, to be honest, in the end. One to forget for him, that's for sure.
Not a good day for him, was it? And what about Yeovil then? Struggling for a bit of consistency, aren't they, since dropping down? One win, one draw, one defeat. So it's just showing how difficult it is to adapt.
It is difficult. We've seen it from a lot of teams, haven't we? I mean, from Stockport's point of view, getting a point at two of the teams that were fancied in Yeovil and Notts County, it's been a great week. But again, Darren's got just a bit of reshuffling to do, really, to get his squad settled, and it doesn't happen in the first couple of weeks. It might happen in the first month, 6 weeks, and then you get an idea of where the teams will be towards the end of the season.
And they're part of our next game, next weekend, our next fixture. We're live from Barrow. Yeovil heading up there, as the BT Sport cameras will be as well. What are you expecting from that one?
Planes, trains and automobiles to get up there, no doubt. But no, it's a tough place to go for anybody, Barrow. But for Yeovil, it's a case of just going there and believing they can go and win a game and get the points and get back. But as I said, we're looking at teams early, but it's so early in the season, you can't really judge it. I think 10 games is about right to judge it on a personal perspective. But I think that seeing it today, there's a couple there that perhaps might surprise us this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for now, Chris. Let's have a look at how the table stands then after match day 3 in the National League. At the top, Halifax have a perfect 100% record, 9 points out of 9. And then Solihull Moors and AFC Fylde and Barnet as well, all still unbeaten on 7 points. Barnet beating Notts County here at Meadow Lane today. And then down at the bottom, it's Ebbsfleet who are at the foot of the table, yet to get a point, and some other big names down there as well. Notts County just 1 point, they're second bottom after being relegated into this division for the first time. The wait goes on for their first win, and a bad start for Chesterfield as well, yet to taste victory, as are Boreham Wood and Stockport. So we have a real treat for National League fans here, as well as our new BT Sport film, The Gaffer, gives you a behind-the-scenes look into the lives of several non-league bosses from Harrogate to Hartlepool. You can see it right after the Super Cup on Wednesday at 10:45. Liverpool against Chelsea, that's live from 7 on BT Sport 2 HD and BT Sport Ultimate. And next Saturday, Barrow welcome Yeovil, that's from 5 on BT Sport 1, as we celebrate the 40th birthday of the National League. So do join us then. It might be early doors in the National League, but Halifax are sitting pretty at the top of the table, and the wait goes on for Notts County's first victory. Thanks very much to Chris, and goodbye from Meadow Lane.